President Sisi offers condolences to Putin over Russian plane crash. President Sisi sends message to Mali's president as Egypt pushes to boost economic and strategic ties. And Egypt, Islamic nations condemn Israeli move to annex West Bank, urge global action. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has extended his deepest condolences to Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Russian people following a passenger plane crash in eastern Russia. President Sisi expressed sympathy for the victims' families and prayed for their strength and comfort during this difficult time. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis held a phone call to discuss deepening bilateral ties and regional developments. They emphasized enhancing cooperation in economy, trade, investment, energy, and tackling illegal immigration. President Sisi outlined Egypt's effort to secure a ceasefire in Gaza, release hostages, provide humanitarian aid, and start reconstruction post-conflict, stressing the need for an independent Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. The leaders also discussed Libya's stability and political progress, maritime border cooperation in Eastern Mediterranean, and Egypt's commitment to protecting religious sites like St. Catherine's Monastery. Sources told Al Qahira News Channel that 180 humanitarian aid trucks entered the Gaza Strip from yesterday until early this morning through the Zikim crossing in north and Kerem Abu Salim crossing. The sources explained that the shipments included food supplies, flour, and medical equipment as part of ongoing relief efforts to alleviate the suffering of civilians in the Strip. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati met with Malian President Assimi Goïta and delivered a written message from President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The message focused on ways to strengthen and enhance bilateral relations between Egypt and Mali. The Foreign Minister highlighted that he was accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising 30 Egyptian business leaders and representatives of major companies from both the public and private sectors. They are participating in the Egypt-Mali Business Forum, reflecting Egypt's keen interest in advancing economic, trade and investment ties with Mali. The areas of focus included infrastructure, pharmaceutical, construction, energy and mining. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati began his visit to Bamako by meeting with members of the Egyptian community in Mali as part of his tour of several West African countries. Minister Abdulati expressed his appreciation for the Egyptian community in Mali, praising their contributions to Malian society and their constructive role in strengthening relations between the two countries across various fields. As part of his tour of West Africa, Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati held talks with Niger's President General Abdurrahman Tchiani, focusing on ways to strengthening cooperation between the two sides across various sectors. The Foreign Minister emphasized the strategic importance of Niger's stability for Egypt's national security, highlighting that the Sahel region is a natural extension of Egyptian strategic neighborhood. In light of the growing threat of terrorism and the proliferation of armed groups across the continent, He stressed the need to boost security, cooperation and share expertise between Egypt and Niger. Egypt is dispatching 2 specialized helicopters to assist Cyprus in fighting the severe wildfires raging in Paphos and Limassol. Egypt's Minister of Petroleum Karim Badawi, on a visit to Cyprus for energy talks, conveyed President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's condolences to the Cypriot people and affirmed Egypt's commitment to provide urgent support. The helicopters, equipped with specialized crews and medical and aid capabilities, are expected to arrive by afternoon. Cyprus Minister of Energy George Papanastasiou praised Egypt's swift response and expressed gratitude for the solidarity and cooperation amid this crisis. Both sides stressed the strength of their strategic partnership during challenging times. Egypt, 9 Islamic countries, the Arab League and the OIC strongly condemned the Israeli Knesset's vote to impose sovereignty over the occupied West Bank, calling it a violation of international law and UN resolutions. In a joint statement, the nations reaffirmed that Israel has no sovereignty over occupied Palestinian territories and warned the move risks further escalating regional tensions. They urged the international community to act against Israel's unilateral actions and reiterated support for a 2-state solution with East Jerusalem as Palestine's capital. Egyptian embassies and consulates around the world are continuing their preparations to receive Egyptian expatriates wishing to cast their votes in the 2025 Senate elections scheduled for Friday and Saturday, August 1st and 2nd, in accordance with the decision issued by the National Election Authority. Most embassies and consulates have published an image of the National Election Authority's decision inviting voters to participate in the Senate elections. These announcements were shared through official embassy social media accounts and websites, making it easier for Egyptians abroad to access all necessary information and available facilitations during the voting process and to fulfill their national duty as guaranteed by the Constitution. Egypt's cabinet has approved the creation of a permanent committee to monitor and improve the country's performance in international indices. The Permanent Committee for Monitoring and Analyzing International Indicators will report directly to Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and focus on economic, social, technological and governance benchmarks. The committee aims to enhance policy making, close data gaps and boost Egypt's competitiveness to attract foreign investment. Chaired by the head of the Cabinet's Information and Decision Support Center, it will include representatives from key ministries and councils, experts and the private sector. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli praised the government complaints system for effectively handling nearly 936,000 citizen complaints and inquiries in the first half of 2025. Reviewing a report by System Director Tariq Al-Rifai, Madbouli highlighted strong coordination between ministries and agencies that ensured swift responses, reinforcing public trust. Key sectors addressed included health care, housing, interior and consumer protection, with high resolution rates across complaints. The system's continuous improvement aimed to enhance transparency, accountability and citizen participation. Egypt has inaugurated the Suez Canal Automotive Terminal, the SCAT, in Port Said, its first dedicated automotive logistics hub. Operational since July 1st, 2025, SCAT is a joint venture between Africa Global Logistics Nippon Yunsen Keisha and Toyota Tsushuo Corporation. The terminal, strategically located at the northern entrance to the Suez Canal, aims to streamline vehicle imports, exports and transshipments across North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean. Built on a 21.2-hectare site, SCAD can currently handle 2,550 vehicles and berth 2 large car carriers, with plans to expand capacity to 10,000 vehicles and 50,000 annually. The 30-year project is seen as a major boost to Egypt's logistics infrastructure and regional automotive trade. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli visited the Dabaa nuclear power plant construction site, marking a major milestone in the country's entry into the nuclear age. Madbouli highlighted the project's deep historical significance and praised President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's leadership in turning the long-held dream into reality. The Dabaa plant will feature 4 nuclear reactors with a combined capacity of 4,800 megawatts. Construction is progressing as planned, with the first unit expected to be operational by mid-2028 and the remaining 3 by 2029. Notably, over 80% of the workforce on site is Egyptian. Madbouli energy from clean and renewable sources, emphasizing the importance of clean energy for the country's future. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has met with representatives of top global luxury brands in New Alameen City to discuss positioning Egypt as a regional hub for high-end retail and shopping tourism. Joined by Health Minister Khaled Abdel Ghaffar and global fashion consultants Claudine Kaviak and Ibrahim Sami, Madbouli highlighted Egypt's consumer base, tourism potential and recent economic reforms to attract foreign direct investments in the lifestyle sector. Madbouli urged swift action to launch luxury retail operations and pledged full government support. Egypt has signed 2 major out-of-court investment dispute settlements to resolve long-standing contractual issues with Sunker Bunkering Company and Misr Technology Services, the MTS. The agreements, overseen by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli in New Alameen, aim to strengthen investor confidence and avoid international arbitration. The Sunker deal supports fuel logistics operations at the Suez Canal Economic Zone, while the MTS settlements enables expansion of digital customs and trade services. The Cabinet said the move reflects Egypt's commitment to resolving investor concerns amicably and attracting foreign investment. Egypt's Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Rani Al-Mashat, underscored the crucial role of small and medium-sized enterprises, the SMEs, in driving sustainable development at the inaugural Global Ministerial Meeting on SMEs in South Africa. Speaking at the UN-organized event, Al-Mashat cited Egypt's efforts, including the Hafiz platform and MS MEDA, which have boosted SME access to finance and digital tools. She emphasized that SMEs, which make up over 90% of businesses globally, are vital to economic transformation, especially in Africa. Mashaad also called for stronger international cooperation to align SME strategies with green and digital economy goals. Well, that brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. President Sisi offers condolences to Putin over Russian plane crash. President Sisi sends a message to Mali's president as Egypt pushes to boost economic and strategic ties. Egypt, Islamic nations condemn Israeli move to annex West Bank, urge global action. That's so for now. Remember to stay updated by following Q News for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.